Hey everybody, welcome to the second round of the LCS VIP tournament. So basically the first place player of this gets a 2-round bye in the LCS 3, the Luxury Championship Series tournament number 3. So like the, kind of like a YCS but an online, and it's hosted by different people. Obviously then Konami because it's a online tournament. But anyways, if you want more information about that, you should probably check that in the... There's another video on my channel of round number 1's by Future Match. It showed about the one that I uploaded yesterday. So you can go ahead and watch that video if you are curious about that. So today we have another match, and it's obviously a mirror, or not a mirror match, but the same match that I went against yesterday. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. So he wins the die roll, obviously, so it's really rough for me, but he starts off with the Analyzer, and he goes ahead and uses the effective Analyzer to get, I believe he whiffs here. I don't believe he hits anything, and for some reason he's playing a Eldlich card. I don't know why. I probably should have taken a look at that, but oh, here it is. Okay, so let's take a look at this really quick. I didn't see this during our match. If you have no monsters in your game, you can summon it from your hand. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then you can add a Eldlich monster from your hand or your deck and reduce its level. I guess that's cool. I guess that's okay. I don't know. I don't know what this is really here for. Maybe there's a tuner Eldlich that he can like make fiber with really easily. I don't know. Anyway, Seeker comes down. Off of its own effect, he gets Guardian. At this point, my Gamma's dead, so that's a little unfortunate, pretty much. He's going to leak off the Sinker and the Analyzer into a Fibrax, and then he's going to be using this Fibrax effect to summon an O-Lion, link that off into a Link Cross for 1, and then use the O-Lion and the token into a Marcher. Marcher and O-Lion are going to give him a token. He's going to get a level 3 token, and he's also going to be special summoning a tuner back from the grave, which is Analyzer. Then at this point, he can link off the Marcher. I'm not sure if he's linking, actually. Yeah, he links them off into a Union Carrier, which gets him Block Dragon, which is equipped to the Analyzer. Then he links off the Link Cross and the Analyzer into a Dagda, and the Block Dragon's going to trigger here, getting him a Gigantes, a Researcher, and a Idol. So that's pretty interesting. So he hasn't used Researcher yet, so I believe he can special that here, but he does need a Adamancipator monster on the field. Or I guess it's just any rock monster, huh? So Researchers is going to come down, and then he grabs this Go Gigas or whatever off of the Researcher. And then he can go ahead and overlay those into... Or maybe he's not overlaying. Let's see what he does here, actually. He gets really confused off of the Dagda because it has to be responded directly to it. I don't shark him here, though, because you're supposed to go Researcher Chainlink 1. Your opponent has a response. If they don't, Dagda Chainlink 2. That's how that works. That's how that's supposed to work. But he does think, for some reason, that it activates after in its own chain, but it doesn't. So I correct him there, but it's okay. I'm not going to shark him on it and tell him, like, no, you can't do that, because, like, it doesn't really matter. So we just clarify that. Then he overlays for a copy of Tornado Dragon, and then he can get rid of a tuner out of his grave to summon this Weeping Idol, which I think is actually a really cool card, personally. And then he's going to get the Researcher and the level 2 Idol, and he's going to make a Herald of the Arclight. And then in the end phase, he's going to reel Go Glove so that he can keep his Guardian on the field. Passes it over to me. I draw an Apprentice Illusion Magician per turn, which is really unfortunate. And at this point, the Herald of the Arclight is turning off my Eldlich the Golden Lord, so that really sucks. He uses Tornado here, which I probably should have used this Gamma, and then hope he negated it with Herald or the Guardian, but he doesn't. So he's going to be using the Tornado Dragon to pop his back row. It gets him Scythe. I think that's okay. I definitely think that there is a way for me here to actually break this board, or at least in like some way, right? Because I don't know. It's really odd. I think I definitely should have used the Gamma there. And then just hopefully like hit him with the Apprentice Illusion Magician. I think like the Apprentice Illusion Magician can be discarded with a Scarlet Sanguine here, and then I can clear this Herald of the Arclight, and then I'm free to play. But I mean, it does turn off my Gamma, so I'm really put in an awkward position, right? But I definitely think that that is the right play, because if I Apprentice Illusion Magician, discard the Scarlet Sanguine, I clear this Herald of the Arclight, then in main phase 2 I can discard the Eldlich, the Golden Lord, with an Eldland, because the Eldland isn't doing anything in my hand. And then I can get rid of the Guardian or bait it out, and then he's going to be forced to activate the Guardian. If he doesn't, then it's fine, because it sends it to graveyard in either case, so it really doesn't matter. And then I can activate the Eldland and search for any Golden Land spell or trap, as well as I can get one off of Scarlet Sanguine. So I could definitely get into a Golden Land Forever or the Conquistador. And at that point, I'll have a negate and a pop. And then I can send the Eldland to the grave and grab the Eldlich from the grave, and I'll special that. So I'll have an Eldlich the Golden Lord, Apprentice Illusion Magician, and I'll also have Eldland in the grave, which could send a Golden Land spell or trap, so I'll probably send Caro, and then I can banish Caro in the end phase, and then I can get, as well as the Scarlet Sanguine, obviously, to get another Golden Land, which is how I get the other interruption. And then I can have a Scarlet Sanguine, so basically my end board would be Golden Lord, Apprentice Illusion Magician, let's think, Scarlet Sanguine, Golden Land Forever, and Conquistador. And I definitely think that that would be such a better follow-up than I actually ended up going for here. But yeah, I ended up being really dumb, and I activate Eldland, I pay 8, which, like, isn't a bad option, really, searching this Conquistador, which, like, is a good play, that's a fine thing. But then I just go ahead and I set 2 and pass. Like, I don't know what I was really thinking here. Well, obviously, I realized here, the reason why I passed, actually, instead of attacking with Apprentice Illusion Magician, is because I can't declare attacks except with zombies, so I should have waited for this Eldland. I should have, you know, summoned the Apprentice Illusion Magician, clear the Herald of the Arclight, and then do it, right? And then activate the Eldland. But because I activated the Eldland, it screws me over for the rest of the turn, so that was honestly my mistake. Apprentice Illusion Magician is obviously not a zombie monster, so I pass my turn, activate Scarlet Sanguine, he changed Tornado, targets my back row. I realized, like, there's honestly nothing I can do, so I just, scoop it up there. So that was definitely my fault, so. Yep. Moving into game number 2. I believe I have to go first, obviously, so Elixir of the Black Awakening is going to get me access into Eldlich the Golden Lord. Then I can go ahead and just pass my turn with Scarlet Sanguine, and then hopefully he has nothing. So he activates, he cited a token collector because he was thinking I was playing a combo variant. I'm not playing a combo variant. So Lightning Storm's going to kill my Scarlet Sanguine, which is completely fine, because this actually makes my Nibiru's live because I didn't activate Scarlet Sanguine. And so he's just going to combo off, right? So he's going to go with the Go 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 Gigas, and then the Researcher summons itself. Researcher is going to go ahead and whiff, so he hits nothing good, which is a little unfortunate for him. And then he's going to link this off into a Fibrax. Fibrax is going to get him into an O-Lion, and then O-Lion, or sorry, the Fibrax links off into Link Cross, getting him 2 tokens. And then he's going to be synchroing into a Marcher, which will get him the Researcher, I believe he gets back. Yes, he does. And then he's going to, before that any of this happens, I realize he can make a Herald here, so I just hit him with a Nibiru, and it clears the entire field. This token is chunkin'. It's sitting at 4,000 attack, 7,100 defense, and I put it in the middle zone, and I say, okay. And he passes turn with that. So he could obviously go for this Weeping Idol, and then he controls a rock, so he could summon Researcher, and then he could get a Herald. So he could get a Herald negate out of this, but he doesn't, so that's fine. Which, honestly, this Herald, if he had a Herald, it would have won him the game, because I wouldn't be able to clear it. Because my, I guess I could maybe with the Imperial Order. I could set the Imperial Order, grab the Eldlich, and then summon it, and then I could clear the Herald, I guess, or maybe I could clear over with the Nibiru. So I guess I could clear it, never mind. So I used this Eldlich the Golden Lord to send the token to grave, and then I used Elixir of the Black Awakening to get me a Hakero, and then I used the effect of Eldlich the Golden Lord, sending the Hakero and getting me the Eldlich back from the grave. This is 6,500 points of damage, so I go into battle phase, he takes 65. Go into main 2, I can use Scarlet Sanguine to set a Conquistador, so I have a pop, and then I can use Hakero to get me a Scarlet Sanguine, so I can just bring an Eldlich out. He draws for turn, he specials Adhara, and then he uses the, he normal summons Token Collector, and then he banishes Olion for Weeping Idol. And at this point, I realize he has 2, 4, and 1, right? What does 2, 4, and 1 make, right? So he can make a 5, he can make a 3, or he can make a 7, right? What's a level 7 monster? Black Rose, right? I don't want to be Black Rosed. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I'm going to use Conquistador, and I pop the Adhara because I do not want to get Black Rose today. He uses Researcher because he controls a rock monster, summons itself, he uses the effect, and then he gets this Dododo Gorf Go 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 Glove, and then he can go ahead, and I believe he has the other one in Grave that he can summon it. Well, this is in your grave if you summon a Go Go Go. Yeah, I believe so. He can summon that. I believe that's what he does here. So he summons it back, and at this point his field's pretty good, but he links everything off into synchros into a Dragite, and then this Dragite can basically return everything because he uses the effect, and he gets 4 rock monsters broken, right? So Conquistador, Eldlich the Golden Lord, and my back row all go to my hand. So I'm like, okay, that really sucks, but whatever. He sends everything back, but it's okay because I have a second Nibiru in my hand. Obviously, he wouldn't send the Nibiru because I could just Nibiru him again. So it's a good thing that I did have the second Nibiru here because he's going to overlay into a Gallant Granite. And then I had just hit him with a Nibiru because I don't want him to search for a Block Dragon. And so I'm like, nope, bye. And he's like, did you Sanguine this turn? I didn't have a Sanguine. So he admits defeat. So, really interesting thing here is you guys haven't seen my techs in this deck yet. So, this game shows you my techs. So I draw, and yeah, we're playing Eldlich Frogs. So hopefully I'll probably title this something like just Eldlich Spice or something, so you don't spoil it. But yeah, he summons Kokimaru Guardian and activates Reasoning. And I call 4, he hits a Guardian, and he reveals Block Dragon in end phase because, obviously, yeah. Unending Nightmare is pretty good here because it can clear all my stuff, but obviously this hand doesn't really matter. So I activate Evenly, he banishes that. I normal swap Frog, send swap, and then I use swap's effect, so it returns back to hand, and I set 2 back row. So the reason I set these 2 is because if he summons anything, I can Dynamistress it by discarding the Conquistador, and then if he uses something else, I can Gamma, or I can use the Dynamistress to discard the Gamma, and at that point I'm pretty much set, right? Like I have 2 interruptions, or potentially 3 interruptions, right? So he normal summons Seeker, and he activates the effect, and I just hit it with a Gamma. I probably should have just used the Dynamistress here, but it didn't really matter, so... Yeah, draw for turn. I draw into a Dupe Frog, which is really annoying, but whatever. Dupe Frog's going to send Ronin, and then I'm going to banish the swap, get the Ronin out of Grave, and overlay into a Toad. And then Toad's going to hit him for 22. Main phase 2, I pass my turn. Standby phase, I use the effect, get me a Swap Frog, and I only play like 5 frogs, so there's no reason for me to use Swap Frog's effect, otherwise it would just send this Dupe Frog to Grave, or itself. And he's like, man, why are you a night person? You sold yourself with frogs. I don't know, man, what he's saying, stuff like this. Frogs are completely fair and, like, actually balanced, to be honest. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, really. Like, frogs, Dynamistress, and stuff like that, they just, like, stun, right? There's, like, they don't floodgate you, which I think is, like, completely fair strategies, which is why I like it. But I try to use this Dynamistress targeting the Block Dragon. He hits me with a red reboot. Pays half his life points. That's fine. I set a Scarlet Sanguine. He kills my Toad. Big deal, right? Like, I take 300 damage. That's okay. Toad's effect can add itself back. And drawing for turn. I can activate this Dynamistress, banishing the Block Dragon, sending the Golden Lord to the grave. I could just use the Golden Lord to send the Nightmare, but realistically it doesn't matter. Scarlet Sanguine, it gets sent to grave, so I can grab this Eldlich, and I can just move into battle phase and attack him for game, because this is 35. But I'm going to flex a little bit. I'm going to use a Swap Frog, run into Toad bench swap, special itself back, and he just reveals that he is Unending Nightmare. If he, actually activated this, I would have just chained Dynamistress and then, like, would have won. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for today's video, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my Eldlich Frog deck, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode for round number 3, which is the semifinals.